They say the line between good and evil cuts right through a man's heart. Hello and welcome back to yet another ThyGap podcast episode, another edition of It's Not Easy. My name is Bogus Noog, and with me as always is...
Being Brute.
Brute, this week we're doing It's Not Easy to be Evil.
It is just not easy to be evil. And this is coming from personal experience, okay?
Yeah, of course.
Just like a disclaimer, how difficult it is to be the guy who's hated and for you to maintain that reputation.
Yeah.
You just can't leave anything for granted. You can't just take anything for granted.
Can't take any breaks.
No breaks. You have to constantly be churning out those evil ideas.
Yeah.
And even a small act like helping someone cross a road will ruin your whole reputation.
Yeah.
More so from your own self than the others.
Right.
So it's just not easy to be evil, Bogus.
Yeah. And, when we're children, we're always taught about how to do good things, how to be a good boy, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so much importance is given to that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to anything evil, you're kind of shielded away from it. Like, no, you should not.
Yeah.
But I always found that it's actually evil that you have to investigate more. Because what's good will not hurt you anyways.
Yes.
What's evil, if you're ignorant to it, then you never know when it's coming to get you in the end.
Yeah.
But what does it look like from evil's perspective? If we just take a moment to examine what goes on in that dynamic.
Turn the tables.
Yeah, if you just turn the tables, it looks like there is a lot for the side of the good to learn from evil.
From the evil, yes.
Yeah. For one, absolute diligence and hard work.
Unbelievable diligence.
Yeah.
The amount of conviction and sheer willpower that is needed to go into the pursuit of executing an evil thought is mind-boggling.
Yeah. I mean, the one advantage evil has over the good is evil always seems to be very clear in what it wants to achieve. They always know what they want from life. They always know what their plan is. And they know themselves to a far better degree, I think.
Yeah.
Than a simpleton or an innocent kind of person.
The very fact that they look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, just for a moment, let's just go back to all the stories that we've heard, all the movies that we've seen.
Yep.
It's so obvious that the guy who's evil is putting in much more hard work.
Yeah.
And probably maximizing his, intellectual potential.
Yep.
Right? Is the villain or is the guy who's evil.
Yeah.
And he always is rational with his actions.
Yeah.
He's not like irrational. He's not like going around being, running around women or doing any nonsense. He's sticking to his job. Single-minded.
Yeah.
Right? He's laser sharp focused on, blasting the world. Okay. Let's take that as a common example. Domination. And they're almost there, in fact.
Yeah.
It's not like they've not executed. Unfortunately, they always show us the story of, look at it this way. If you look at any movie, the villain's story is always what happens after the happy ending.
Yeah.
They've already got the resources, they've got the money, they've got the manpower, everything in place. All they have to just do is press the button.
Right.
That's when hero comes and spoils the whole party.
Yeah, the hero is like this bumbling idiot who stumbles into this villain's well planned out, well executed scenario and then just gets to troll basically.
Yeah.
Spoil the whole thing and just walk away.
And you imagine, right? Like you put all this hard work in building something and then some idiot just comes and dismantles it. How annoying will it be for you?
Yeah, and when we say hard work, we're not joking. Let's take that movie Shan, for example. Shakal, the bald villain, was so famous.
Yes.
Now, Shakal, for those who don't know, Shakal has this huge office and on his desk...
It's a very state-of-the-art office.
State-of-the-art, yeah. Well thought out, well planned. And of course, villain always seems to have a better taste of things. And Shakal is so well planned out that on his desk, there's a button basically, which if he wants to use it, like if someone annoys him and he pushes the button, basically there's a trap door that opens and whoosh, that person goes down into a shark tank.
Yes.
Okay, now let's just work backwards and see what Shakal had to have done
To establish that.
To establish this. So basically, when he's building his office, first of all, he has to work closely with the architect in saying, just a good big office is not enough. I need to have an underground chamber to my office. Just that is not enough. I need a huge enclosure like a tank.
Yeah.
And the tank has to be walled by glass.
Yes.
Because it has to be see-through.
Obviously.
Right?
Yeah.
So that itself is tough.
Yeah.
To build all that.
Yeah.
Then you got to maintain water, the quality of water.
Yes.
Through the years.
It has to be seawater.
Yeah. And you have to import this shark.
Yes.
Now, once you get the shark, your work is not done. You've got to keep feeding the shark.
Or keep it hungry.
And you have to strike that balance, right?
Yeah. It has to be like, it should always be at a stage where it's ready to attack.
Exactly. The shark can't be too weak from starvation. It has to be in the right state. And Shakal is not like every guy who comes into the office, he's pushing into the trapdoor.
Yeah.
No? It's only some people he feels that are eligible for that sort of, exit.
who match his criteria.
Yeah, who match that criteria.
He is my shark's food.
Yeah. And so you have to imagine now, for something that is not a regular ritual.
Yeah.
He's going through so much pain. And so much effort.
You're forgetting about the lighting.
Oh, yeah. And the cameras.
The number of 0-watt bulbs he needs to put.
Yeah.
Inside the tank, outside the tank. See, it's not just about keeping the tank transparent. Right? It's also about giving enough lighting. So that you can see what's happening inside very clearly.
Yep. And then you have to call IT guys.
Yes.
To hook up the cameras.
Yes.
Right? To get a live feed into your room. And now there's going to be yearly maintenance for that as well.
Obviously, the security protocol.
Yeah.
There is monthly maintenance, yearly maintenance. There's a camera that malfunctions, so you have to replace that.
Exactly.
And for all that, you need an operations team.
Yeah.
It's a very tough.
You need an HR.
Yeah, you need policies to run these guys.
Yeah.
And you need sanctions.
Yeah.
So many things, right? You need a proper, efficiently functioning infrastructure, and it's not easy to maintain that.
Yeah.
Anybody who lives in an independent house, they know how difficult it is to even run a show.
Yeah.
Right? With absolute control. Gives you a lot of headaches.
Yeah. And what's going on with Shakal here is he knows exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
The random occasion that he finds someone who is eligible to be dropped into that shark tank, he wants to press the button and he wants everything to work flawlessly.
Yes.
Like clockwork.
And you're telling Shakal, right? Let's go international. Let's go universal.
Sure.
Let's look at the whole Avengers multiverse stories.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Thanos. Okay, fine. I mean, he's supposedly the bad guy and all that. But the fact that he waited for eons and eons and eons, to finally get his hands on the gauntlet or get his hand into the gauntlet.
Yep.
And, just do the click so that he creates balance. This guy is all about balance. Right? His single motto is to create balance, not just for a planet, not just for like a solar system, but across the universe.
Yep.
You know how big a mind and heart you need to scheme something like this and patiently wait for eons and eons?
Yeah, that patience is the more challenging aspect.
Eons, it's not like 10 years. We are not patient. We get impatient with when our stocks don't grow at the rate at which we want.
Yeah, and not even that. Our daily to-do lists are not successfully, negotiated with.
The thing that I like about all these evil guys is how amazing they are with understanding the nitty-gritties of doing an act, which we don't.
Yep.
If I out of nowhere come and tell you that, hey Bogus, you know what, can you help me out? I need a DMAT account and I want a growth rate of XYZ. Even if, because you're such a good friend, say you want to do it for me, you would take years and years and still fail at it.
Yep.
But these guys just don't give up. And when you're in pursuit of such a huge scale of scheme, you are bound to get different challenges. Suddenly, this guy is like, oh, you know what? If I have to do this, I have to become immortal first.
Yeah.
Because I need all the time I want. Oh, you know what? I think I have to become the most powerful guy. So I need to invest time in that.
Yeah.
All that in 24 hours.
Yeah. And the other thing about evil also is weird. Not only are they always on, not only are they extremely goal-oriented, they're very clear in what they want, but they also seem to have this very strong sense of unity or cohesion among themselves towards, achieving a certain goal.
Yeah.
That particular unity or cohesion is not present in the same intensity on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is such a hard thing to do, to get people on the other side together and focused on a, common goal.
Yeah, and make them be punctual, make them available 24/7, constantly keep them motivated, all that nonsense, right? It's amazing how the evil guys pull it off.
Yeah, the kind of determination that they bring in, they're so self-motivated, about what they need to do. So driven.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this the other day, even when you look at the whole Batman franchise.
Yeah.
Right? Batman and Joker, that dynamic. It's only when the Joker, who is so clear about what he wants to do, starts executing his plans.
Yeah.
Batman even has a reason or purpose to exist.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's he doing?
That's the story with every superhero.
Yeah.
Like, who was the guy who said, like, there is no the better the villain, the better the hero gets.
Yeah.
So all the credits that the hero get is because of the villain has put in that effort.
Yeah.
It's not because the hero put in the effort. The hero just spoiled the effort, if all you care.
And pretty much what the hero is doing is reacting.
Yeah.
He's not being proactive about anything.
Yeah. He's not trying to come up with a plan and, he's just doing reverse engineering like you and me.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, oh, this is where the trapdoor is, then this is how I'll come in. Oh, this is where the sharks are, then I'll get fish.
Yeah.
Right? So it is unbelievable. And I think we don't give enough credit to the evil guys.
Yeah.
We are so institutionalized with the heroic worship, the hero worship.
Right.
That, this has to be a good act to, be recognized or whatever. But it's on the other side of the coin. We equally need to look up to all the evil guys.
Yeah.
And pick what we can learn, which will benefit us. If we have like 10% of the dedication and persistence that these evil guys have, I think we will achieve great things also.
Yeah. And why is it that this side can never be proactive, always has to be reactive to something the evil is doing? It's always the evil takes years and years to build up a plan.
Yeah.
And once the threat is at the door, then the good will wake up.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh shit, we have got to save ourselves. We've got to save the world and all that.
Absolutely.
And then they have to do what they do.
Bollywood police.
Yeah.
It's all Bollywood police. They only come once the damage is done or, whatever.
Yeah. The unity, the loyalty that they have to each other.
Yeah.
And also, major villains like Shakal, Thanos, etc. The foot soldiers that they have as well. There's an added challenge there because they're not all employee of the month category types. They're all bad motherfuckers. So if you're the guy who was leading them, you've got to know that at any point, because they're so bad themselves, they could foil your plans. Like they could backstab you, actually.
More than backstab, the thing is the inefficiency.
Yeah.
Dealing with the inefficiency of your subordinates is a bigger challenge because of the grand scheme of things that they think at.
Yeah.
Right? The evil things at.
Yeah.
Might not be, transcended to the foot soldiers.
Yeah.
One of the examples is, I don't know if you watch He-Man. Do you watch He-Man?
So long back that I don't remember.
Okay, so Skeletor, right?
Yeah.
Skeletor is like the main guy against He-Man. And obviously He-Man just doesn't become He-Man when there is nothing happening. It's only when Skeletor does something is when he's like, okay,
that's it. Now he has a reason to exist. Yeah.
No, Skeletor is surrounded with like incompetent, semi-evil guys.
Okay.
Right? Who are very confused whether they have to do good or they have to do bad, and there is this pressure from Skeletor to like really go and perform in conquering Grayskull and etc. And I was thinking the other way around. Forget about this. How much of pressure do you think Skeletor must be having on himself?
Right.
Where everybody else is pointing at him and saying like, you go away from the town, go stay in a mountain, in a godforsaken place. You have to live in a volcano, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's a lot of pressure himself that he's taking himself, which shows great managerial skills.
Yep.
Yep. They know exactly who can do their job.
Yeah, because it's not only the fact that you have to manage employee morale, which is the same on both sides, but these guys are all assholes.
Yeah.
They're all bad.
All bad.
So that adds that extra layer to the challenge of managing your foot soldiers.
Yeah.
I mean, any which ways you look at it, the people on the evil side are actually pulling a lot of more weight, than
the
heroes, the other side.
Yeah. And the other thing is, evil doesn't get just like in Bollywood movies at least.
Yeah.
Evil guys don't get a second chance.
Yeah.
The villains are dead with one shot.
Yep.
Whereas the hero can survive. He gets multiple chances. So it's not, now you can see like why it's not easy to be evil. People think it is easy because I think that's a myth. We're being pushed to the wrong direction.
Absolutely. And if there's anything to learn, I think we should be wise enough and open enough to look at the other side and say, they are doing something which we could never pull off.
Yeah.
So
let's clap for them. let's clap. Let's just appreciate. Take our hats off.
Exactly. Like, what is it about these guys that they're able to just get through whatever they want, and just get what they want? Why is it so damn hard for us to think ahead, look ahead, make plans? I mean, these secret societies that you keep hearing of in conspiracy theories, right?
Yeah.
They involve some of the richest families, etc., blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And whenever you hear about the plans that they've made, the plans span generations, bro.
Yeah. It's not like a 5-year, 10-year plan.
No.
They're not like governments.
It's like, let's get together and formulate a plan for the way our bloodline will dominate. By the way, you and I are going to be long dead.
Yeah.
It's our great-great-great-grandchildren who probably will be there to see this happening.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, let's put as much dedication right now.
Complete effort.
To give them a chance in the future.
Yeah.
To execute our plans. On this side, we are like,
we don't care.
Yeah.
Like the guy who will come that day will figure out how to be a hero.
Yeah.
It's not our job.
How much do I have in my account? Is it enough to pay my credit card bill? It's okay. I can chill.
It's Netflix time.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unfathomable.
It's just night and day, the difference between the two sides.
For once, I just want an evil guy to actually go through his plan. Who knows, he might be right. We've never let the evil succeed.
Right.
So we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know what he has.
Yeah, we don't know what he has.
Because, look at all the stories. What if Thanos actually figured out? In fact, I don't know if you know this. There's actually this whole season of the Avengers version of What If.
Okay.
Where Iron Man and all have gone rogue and the other party is actually, doing that.
Right.
So it's like flipping the characters. I haven't seen it, but I'm assuming that is what it is by the trailer and all. What if we just allow Thanos to get him... I mean, yes, there's collateral damage. So is in the case of heroes, right?
Yep.
Even when heroes fight, they are not
They're
worried about
cities.
Yes. Superman, I don't know. He thinks as if the whole city, he owns the whole city.
Yeah.
Batman does that, I still understand because he's a multi-billionaire.
Yeah.
What is Superman destroying the city for? What is Spider-Man putting webs all across the city? Who's the fuck is cleaning it up?
Exactly.
Right?
Sticky stuff.
And his friendly neighborhood. No, my friendly neighborhood doesn't spoil my house.
Yeah.
With cobwebs out of all the
Exactly.
things. So I'm just curious, what if we just allow them to be just do your thing, bro. Let me just watch. I'd rather want to be friends with him, with the evil guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And any which way we look at it, bro, the qualities or the tools that we are told to master in our lives, be it determination, loyalty, trust, faith, diligence, all of these...
Self-belief,
self-confidence, persistence. All of these things, for some reason, if we just take a moment to pause and look, the other side seems to be doing it a lot better than any of us. And
the other thing is, on the contrary, now if you look at it, that's what you get when you follow all these things. If you become determined, if you become diligent, self-confident, self-aware, blah, 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 you get to evil. That's your route to become evil, is you follow all this. And bogus, to follow and imbibe all these qualities. Being evil, it's not easy.
Not easy.